All right, hello again. I hope everybody had a chance to meet everybody at their table. Thank you so much for joining us this year for Growing Through Literacy. It's wonderful to see so many familiar faces and new attendees. So just get a little poll going. Who has been to Growing Through Literacy in the past? Wonderful. So who's new to Growing Through Literacy? Excellent. So this is also my first Growing Through Literacy. And I found when learning about Literacy Network, it's always most impactful to hear directly from students, volunteers, and supporters. So let's move right to the students. For the first time ever, we are lucky to have a student tutor pair as our event MCs. One-on-one tutoring is a key piece of adult literacy education at Literacy Network. And we are so honored that Saulo and Willa have agreed to lead us today. Saulo and Willa first were matched in 2012 and continue to meet to this day to work on Saulo's English language goals, which makes them one of our longest standing tutor pairs. Willa and Saulo truly personify the impact personalized one-on-one literacy tutoring can provide, and I am excited for all of us to hear more of their story. Please join me in giving a warm welcome to Saulo and Willa.
Hello, everyone. Thank you, Robin. My name is Saulo, and I am very excited to be here with my tutor, Willa. Like Robin said, we have been working together for more than 10 years, and we are excited to share a little about our experience and introduce you to Literacy Network. Programs, supporters, and other students like myself. I am from Oaxaca, Mexico, and I came to Wisconsin in 2001. I decided that I need to learn English to help to myself communicate with my kids, doctors, appointments, and teachers. I heard about a literacy network from a newspaper and reached out for help my English. They paired with me and Willa. And we first met in November 2012 with Ms. Willa. Thanks, everyone.
Well, I'm Willa, Saulo's tutor. As Saulo mentioned, we met more than 10 years ago. I had professional experience at teaching German, thank you. You know, we didn't color coordinate this, but I think it's great how it worked out, because usually we wear weird t-shirts. So anyway, I had experience in teaching German, and when I retired, I decided tutoring at Literacy Network would be a great place to use my teaching experience. I was quickly matched with Saulo, and we started to meet weekly. Each week, we would meet at Sequoia branch of Madison Public Library and work on basic grammar. Literacy Network supplied us with books to use, but I also found many good exercises on the internet for basic exercises we could use. What I loved about tutoring from the beginning was teaching someone who really wanted to learn. My German classes at the university had many excellent students, but there were always some who wondered what learning a language was really useful for. Literacy Network students know exactly why they need English. They truly want to learn. Over time, we have not only worked on Saulo's goals, but also become friends. Tutoring has enriched my life tremendously through meeting and working with a person from another country and learning about him and his family. One of my favorite memories of our time together is introducing Saulo and his two children to winter sports. those crazy things we do to get through the long cold. One January, we rented cross-country skis at Odana Hills. After Saulo wiped out at the bottom of the first incline, there was somewhat less enthusiasm. Nevertheless, Heidi, his daughter, who might have been 8 at the time, strode up forth on these slats, quite fearlessly. Then we tried skating at the Shell Sports Center on campus. While Saulo and Alonzo, who was about 10 at the time, shuffled their way around the rink, clinging to a railing, Heidi once again took to the sport as a natural. Needing no other help after an initial lap with my husband, and she just skated on her own. It was beautiful. I myself chickened out, not having skated in years, and I thought that ice was kind of hard at my advanced age. I would like to add, too, that Alonzo, who recently is about to turn 19, recently graduated from the STEM Academy and West High. Yes, he's a very bright boy, and he's now a first semester student at UW-Madison. Could you stand up, just Saulo, Alonzo?
I think it's my turn now. And I also like to share one of my favorite memories. I remember when my teacher and her husband took me up to the North Wisconsin house in Eagles River. It was very nice, peaceful, and we hiked into the woods. The second time I took my kids, and we had fun kayaking. For the first time, my teacher showed us her old collage and toys and books from old days. My daughter was very happy to see that old things.
Yes, I'd like to mention that Elisa, their mother, is working today and can't be here, and also Heidi is busy at school at West High. She's about 17.
17.
One thing, we have made so many good memories, and over the years are excited to continue to meet and create new ones for me. For me, tutoring is a way of not only helping someone learn English, but also of learning myself about another person and their country. It has opened a whole new world. On a trip to Mexico, I was also able to meet with Saulo's family. They were very warm and gracious and always introduced me as La Maestra de Saulo, Saulo's teacher. I love that. Literacy Network is a perfect way of bringing people together who otherwise would never have met. And I have to say, Saulo, what I remember is when you came up north, you had brought a hammock and you attached it between 2 trees. And you immediately lay down in the hammock and said, "This is so peaceful and quiet," while the rest of us went hiking. Although you went on hikes too. Now, we'd like to invite Robin back to the podium to share both updates and future plans for Literacy Network.
Thank you, Willa and Saulo. It is really lovely to hear about the relationship you have developed over the years. I think that's one of the wonderful things about Literacy Network is that we become a community. Before I provide an organizational update, I want to thank everyone who helped make today's event possible. We are grateful for our generous event sponsors, including Boardman Clark, Summit Credit Union, Tandem HR, Task, Findorf, Harker Heating and Cooling, Modern Woodman Fraternal Financial, the Madison Club, Tissy Printing, and Festival Foods. Support from generous community businesses and organizations like these allow us to underwrite the cost of this event to ensure that your donations go directly to our students and helping them meet their goals. Let me extend our sincere appreciation to the wonderful table captains and table hosts for your outreach to introduce others to the Literacy Network. Thank you. Many thanks to our amazing volunteers, our volunteer tutors, donors, staff, and board and committee members who make our programs possible. A special thank you to Margaret Francino, our marketing and events manager, who put this whole event together from start to finish, and to Jane McGowan, our development director. Above all, thank you to the students who through their determination and hard work are achieving their dreams. We have a great deal to celebrate at Literacy Network this year. Students are finding the quality instruction, support, and a welcoming community at Literacy Network, all of which help students achieve their individual goals. We collect data so we can report concrete facts and achievements. For example, so far this year, 57 students got a new job or a promotion, 20 students earned their GED or HSED, 29 students have become US citizens. We also pay attention to how students tell their own stories. Some of these achievements include enrolling at Madison College or a university program, showing grandchildren how to find resources at the library, confidently communicating in English at the pharmacy, and making friends with English-speaking coworkers. We are maintaining the quality and depth of services as we expand to meet demand for more classes. By the end of the summer semester, 1,069 students had participated in programming this year. That's more than for all of 2022. Plus, 151 new students have already enrolled for the fall semester. We have seen increased, it's a thriving place right now. We have seen increased numbers of refugees in our classes, particularly people from Afghanistan, the Democratic Republic of the Congo, Syria, and Ukraine. In the first 2 semesters of this year, 130 of our students were refugees. This summer, we added a basic level English class to meet this new demand. In our community English programs, these are classes at community sites such as libraries, schools, community centers. We are serving the most students ever. We have 10 partner sites in Madison, Monona, Middleton Cross Plains, Verona, Sun Prairie, and Waunakee, so we're throughout the county. Several of these partners have been with us for more than a decade. This fall, we added 2 new workplace partners, Electronic Theater Controls in Middleton and the Edgewater Hotel. In our workplace programs, students learn English at their work site during paid work time. As we expand services, we are looking at community needs and soliciting input from our students on programming. We just moved 2 of our essentials classes to the north side of Madison, specifically to Lakeview Library and the East Madison Community Center, to be more accessible to prospective students. We are looking forward to having an office and use of the classroom in the new library at the Imagination Center at Rindall Park when that opens in a couple years. We created a Student Leadership Council to advise on all aspects of Literacy Network and to elevate student perspectives in agency decision-making. We also hope that serving on the Student Leadership Council will encourage students to serve on boards throughout the community. 12 students have already joined the council, and it will meet for the first time October 17th. We are very excited about that. For the first time, we hired a student services coordinator, Latanya, to support students in our adult basic education programs. The student services coordinator position has been critical to our English as a second language programs for years. Latanya earned her high school equivalency diploma from Madison College in May. She worked with Literacy Network tutors embedded in Madison College classes while studying for her HSED. Latanya entered the HSED program after raising 2 sons as a single parent. She recognized that she could not get a decent paying job without a high school diploma. She had tried multiple times before, but this time was different because she found better support. Latanya tells of how her tutors were patient and challenged her to continue through difficult patches. Who better to inspire and support our students than a person who has persevered to obtain her HSED midlife and prove that it is never too late to learn. Congratulations, LaTanya. Literacy Network has been able to expand classes and tutoring to serve more students because we have strong financial support from donors and a team of tutors who generously volunteer their time. You are hearing from 2 tutors today who have developed decade-long relationships with their students. For those of you considering becoming a tutor, please be aware that we only ask for 1 semester commitment. Many tutors continue longer because they are fulfilled by supporting students. One tutor described tutoring as instant gratification. Students, volunteers, and staff build a truly vibrant community at Literacy Network. Our building on Park Street is a welcoming location for students. If you have not been to Literacy Network, please stop by for a tour. We are always happy to show you around. Now, I'd like you all to hear from students and volunteer speakers in a brief video. I hope you enjoy meeting Alfredo, Lena, Wei Chen, and Jerry as much as I did. So, let's start.
I'm Lena from Kenya. In Kenya, I just finished in grade 8 because of my family background, so I didn't have a chance to continue with my education. And thankfully, when I came to America, and my dream was to continue with my education, but I didn't have any means. So, but I was still having that dream inside me. So when I heard about Literacy Network, I said, thank you, Jesus, I will continue with my journey. I like my class a lot. I like my classmates. I like my teacher. They are very friendly to me, even more than classmates. We are like brothers and sisters. And our teacher is wonderful. I like my class a lot. It's my family for me.
My name is Alfredo, and I'm originally from Mexico, a state called Guerrero. I decided to take classes at Literacy Network because I struggle to write in English. So they helped me with a tutor. I like my tutor that helps me to write papers when I need it. She's been very helpful to me. Recently, she helped me to write a letter to my boss because I was trying to get an apprenticeship through the state. So she helped me to write a letter to my boss, and I just recently they offered me apprenticeship.
My name is Wei Chen. I'm from Taiwan. Literacy Network, I would say, not only helping me on the English, they are also helping me on my life. Like when I'm dealing some kind of problem, I bring it to the class, and teacher always happy to explain it to me. So I still remember because say no is really hard for me because my culture shouldn't directly say no to other people. So when I do some shopping, the people coming to me, I doesn't know how to say no to them, and ask this kind of question to my teacher, how can I say no but very politely, not that rude or hurting them. So it's kind of saving me some small thing on my life.
My name is Jerry Mara, and I have tutored at the Literacy Network since 2012. Interestingly enough, I've had the same student since I started. So he and I have been together for 11 years and have grown quite a friendship over that time period. The thing that I enjoy the most about my tutoring, first of all, I know that I'm helping my student. I know that because he's told me that personally on more than one occasion. He will tell me stories of how he's been able to advocate for himself, for his job, for his salary, for the working conditions, because his English is so good now.
So after taking this class, I feel more comfortable to speak in English, and also my listening is improved a lot. So I start to join my kids' school being the volunteer. So because I'm grow up in another country, so I always very curious about what my kids doing at school. So it's really kind of like a good chance, and I step up for myself and to join the class, join the activity, and I feel like really happy. Yeah.
I'm planning to continue with Literacy Network to focus in learning and studying English. The reason I want to continue with Literacy Network because I want to go to school, medicine college, so I can have my degree in mechanical design. It's a career that you can pick different directions. There's a lot of opportunities there.
So I think the thing that I'm most proud of is just the fact that I see evident in my student and his entire family the American success story lived. They're hardworking, great members of the Madison community. The kids have done well in school. One's gone on to Madison College. The second one is starting this year as a freshman at the University of Wisconsin-Madison. His oldest daughter is on a program which will enable her to go to Madison when she graduates from Memorial in a couple years. And then, who knows what's going to happen with the youngest one. She'll probably be president someday. I don't know.
I have seen the future now. It was blocked at first, but when I joined Literacy Network, it opened my eyes. Thank you for everyone who is supporting me.
It's so great to hear how other students like me are making progress toward their goals with Literacy Network support. Alfredo and Wei Chin had other commitments today, but Lina was able to join us. Lina, can you never too late learn? No. Yeah. Please stand up or wait so we can recognize you. Where is Lina? Okay, I see her.
We've also heard from longtime tutor Jerry in the video, who started tutoring around the same time I did. Jerry, could you wave to show us where you are? Thank you, Jerry, for all you've done to support your student. I'd like to take a moment to recognize all the Literacy Network volunteers. Last year, 380 volunteers, 380, spent nearly 9,000 hours supporting students and their goals. If you are a current or former Literacy Network volunteer, please stand. And we already did it, but the round of applause to these wonderful volunteers who make personalized adult literacy education programs possible. Donors also help to make programs possible through their generosity. And we'd like to take the time to hear from two longtime dedicated Literacy Network donors, about why they are so passionate about helping the students. Let me welcome Bea and Lau Christensen to the program.
Thank you. So, Bea and I are heavily involved in philanthropy in Madison, Wisconsin, and we love making a difference where we can. Where there are programs that we feel where we can make a difference and merit our support. And Literacy Network is certainly one of those organizations. We like to emphasize in our philanthropy helping the less fortunate and the disadvantaged in our community, and adults who have low literacy, who struggle with the English language, are certainly disadvantaged. And we view it as the best kind of community building to be able to help provide opportunities for those who want to improve their English and take advantage of these programs offered at Literacy Network, which it's wonderful that they can be offered without charge. The students do not have to pay. That doesn't mean, of course, there isn't cost. There is a cost for the organization, but it's a very, very effective organization. You heard Robin say that now we're serving over 1,000 students, but we'd like that number to grow. And the way it has to grow is by donations from all of us in the community. And we're very proud to lead those efforts. We were introduced to Literacy Network in 2014 when they were running their capital campaign to purchase and redevelop their wonderful facility on Dane Street, which is right off Park Street, which Robin mentioned. And it is a beautiful facility, a former clinic that was in greatly need of repair and refurbishment. And fortunately, Literacy Network was able to acquire that from St. Mary's Hospital, which had previously used it as a clinic. And the organization has just done remarkably well since then, 2014, and grown greatly under the leadership of Jeff Burkhart for many years. And now we have new leadership in Robin Ryan, who's bringing great energy. And you heard her say that one of her goals is to expand the number of classes, the number of students that we can help to well more than 1,000. We are on the board of directors. After being on supporting Literacy Network for 6 years, we were invited to be on the board, and we said yes. We were passionate about this organization. So for the last 3.5 years, we've been able to, so to speak, look under the hood and really see what goes on at Literacy Network. And we're even more impressed now that we've been involved in the oversight as board members and on the development committee. So in our last year, which is now on the board, our mission, our personal mission is to help in raising funds so that the classroom can be expanded. Literacy Network, a mere 20 or so staff members are able to mobilize more than 500 volunteers and run a very tight ship to be able to help more than 1,000 English language learners. And we hope that many of you will be inspired to help in that effort.
Isn't my husband a good speaker? When I speak, it's from the heart, not the head. Sometimes not being able to speak isolates you as not being able to read. I want to tell you a short story about a young girl that she went to high school. She married a man that was a college graduate. Their friends were also college graduates. They would all talk about which college they went to, and the girl could not be in the conversation because she never went to college. she was left out. This compares to people that need help speaking and reading English. We are working with them so that they do not feel left out, so they can be a part from a wonderful world that we live in. Signed, the girl from high school.
Thank you, Lau and Bee, for your generous support. It is now my honor to introduce the first of our student speakers, Kamara. Kamara began studying with Literacy Network in 2019 and has participated in both group classes and personal tutoring. Peyton Mueller, the intern leading his current tutoring class, says, Kamara has been amazing to work with. He always comes to class early and is ready to learn. He chats with students and tutors, making all feel welcome. Kamara has shown a lot of growth and it's exciting to watch. Please help me welcome Kamara.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Kamara, and I would like to tell you about my experience with Literacy Network. In 2019, I decided to take English classes because education is the foundation of the human being's life, and everything started there. When I first started classes, I didn't know how to read and write. But now I can. I speak English. I speak English at work and around the community. My goals are to be, Literacy Network is one of the best organizations in Madison, Wisconsin. The tutors and staff are hardworking, efficient, and cooperative. Literacy Network has helped me make my English stronger, which helped me communicate with everyone around me. Literacy Network is also a safe place and caring environment where your well-being matters. My goal are to get my degree, find a new job, build a future for my family, and be leader in Guinea. Again, be leader in Guinea, where I will be able to help young people and women in progress of their better future. I also want to help Literacy Network grow and help immigrants to learn English so they can have a better future. I encourage everyone, please, to support Literacy Network because it prepares people for a better future. Finally, I I invite anyone to come take classes there because I'm 99% sure you won't regret. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Kamara. Now I want to introduce Maria. Maria started taking classes at Literacy Networking in fall 2021 and hasn't missed a semester since. She has been enrolled in both groups, ESL class and the citizenship program. This is actually her second time attending Growing Through Literacy, as she kindly helped as a volunteer at last year's event. Maria's citizenship instructor Ruth shared, Maria is an outstanding student, thoughtful, intelligent, hardworking, and always helpful to other students. Soon, she will have her U.S. citizenship. She wants to tutor in our program. We are very lucky. Thank you for joining us, Maria. Maria, step up on the podium and speak, please. Thank you.
Thank you, everybody. Good afternoon. My name is Maria, and I'm from San Luis Potosí, Mexico. It's north central part of Mexico. I'm taking citizenship class at Literacy Network. I live in Texas for 26 years. And when I moved here 2 years ago, I told myself I would find a place to get my citizenship. I found Literacy Network and my cell phone and started taking classes last year in August. I took English classes first because I knew I need to be more fluent in English before I apply for citizenship. And now I feel more comfortable speaking. I can make a conversation, and that makes me more comfortable when people ask questions. I remember when I was a little girl, around 5 years old, one time I went to the city with my mom, and we went to the market, and I saw a American family speaking English. I went behind them because I was curious what they were saying. Since that time, when people ask me what I was going to do when I grew up, I always tell them, I'm going to be a bilingual secretary. That dream never came true, but now I can understand and I can speak. I feel like my dream is here. The other day, someone told me, Maria, now you're bilingual, you can speak 2 languages. And yeah, I thought by myself, yeah, I am. Now I'm taking citizenship class because I think you can learn better. I feel like this is my country that made me decide to get my citizenship and then work and my GED. I told myself, this is my country, what I'm waiting for. Thank you so much for being here, and have a good afternoon.
Thank you so much, Maria, for that wonderful speech. I now have the pleasure of introducing our last speaker of the afternoon, Sarah Rouchet. Sarah joined our board of directors in 2021 and has shown unwavering dedication and energy for supporting students and their dreams. Sarah?
Hi, everyone. Thank you, Willa. And thank you to all of today's inspiring speakers. At the beginning of today's event, Robin asked how many of us had attended the Growing Through Literacy in the past. And I, like many of you, raised my hand. Attending Growing Through Literacy was actually how I was first introduced to the Literacy Network. Back in 2020, I registered for the event when one of my friends invited me to attend. We were still in the thick of the pandemic, of course, so it was virtual. But even watching it online, I was so impressed by all the adults in our community and what they were accomplishing with the Literacy Network support. After the event, I began following Literacy Network through its newsletters and continued to be amazed by the stories and the power of adult literacy education. That spring, I applied to join the board of directors, and I'm now on my 3rd year as a board member. In addition to volunteering my time on the board, I'm a sustaining monthly donor of Literacy Network because I've seen over and over what donors' support can help members of our community accomplish. I'd like to encourage you to consider joining me today in supporting students, some of whom we've heard from today. Donations make possible the student-centered, free classes we've heard about today. And I feel confident that my donation is a good investment, not only because of the countless student success stories that I've heard, but also because of the recognitions Literacy Network has received. For the last 6 years, it has been named one of the top nonprofits by GreatNonprofits.com. For the last 5 years, Literacy Network has attained the GuideStar Candid Platinum Seal of Transparency based on its financial reporting. Literacy Network has a Charity Navigator score of 100 out of 100. That's awesome. And this year, Literacy Network received an incentive grant from the Coalition on Adult Basic Education, which is a national organization dedicated to advancing the field of adult literacy. I also know that Literacy Network's programs help our communities as a whole and our economy as a whole. When I first joined the board, I was shocked to learn that 1 in 7 adults in Dane County do not yet have the English or literacy skills needed to navigate life in our community. 1 in 7. This impacts every part of their lives, including their financial well-being. Studies show that adults who participate in 100 or more hours of basic education programs increase their annual incomes over time by an average of nearly $10,000. That's huge, not only for the students and their families, but for our community as a whole. When I give to Literacy Network, I know that my contribution will make a difference at this lean, student-centered organization. And today, I ask you to join me in supporting the Literacy Network students. At your place, you'll see in the center of each of your tables a donation envelope and a pledge sheet. We have given you, just move the cookies aside, maybe eat them first. You'll see them all there. We've given you many options today to make a difference. We encourage you to choose a sustaining gift that works for you. Can you support students each year with a generous gift over the next 3 to 5 years? If so, please determine your annual amount and indicate your level of support. Can you support students with a sustaining monthly gift? Even just $15 a month can go so far, and these days that's cheaper than Hulu. More reliable, too, yes. So if you can support students with a sustaining monthly gift, please indicate that commitment on the pledge sheet. Or make your first donation online now using the QR code on the pledge sheet. You can use that with your phone, just hold it up there, scan it, it'll pop right up on the internet link online. As a monthly donor, you join over 60 other sustainers who use monthly giving as a tool for ease of giving and budgeting. Can you support students today with a one-time donation? We hope so, and we appreciate all of you that already did when registering. Please use the donation envelope at your place for a check or donate on your phone using your credit card. However you choose to help, you are making a difference, and we are very thankful for your support. Please hand your donation envelope or your pledge sheet to your table captain before you leave. Thank you to everyone for being with us today, for sharing your valuable time, and especially for ensuring that Literacy Network students can continue to learn, grow, and thrive in our community with the support of free adult literacy education. We will pause for a couple of moments here for you to consider your level of support. I will now let Willa and Saulo wrap it up for us. Thanks, everyone.
Thank you, Sarah. I also want to give my sincere thanks to all of you. We are grateful to you for taking time out of your busy schedules to be at Literacy Network at your table. You have books written by students and a copy of the most recent annual report. These are really, the books I know are very impressive accounts written by students who have learned English, telling about their experiences. They're very interesting reading. And the annual report is impressive too. Please take copies to read and share with others. If you would like to learn more about being a volunteer tutor, Lily is our volunteer manager, and I can recommend it. She is at a table near the back of the room and can answer any questions or discuss volunteering opportunities with you. We'd also like to invite you to see Literacy Network in action at our Learning Center on Park Street. As you leave, you will receive a handout with information on 3 upcoming tour dates. Robin will show you around the building personally, and you'll get to peek in on a couple of current classes. I think now Saulo will have the parting word.
On behalf of myself and of the more than 1,000 students who came to the Literacy Network each year to build skills, reach goals, and connect communities, thank you for being here today. Thank you for believing in the power of the adults' literacy education. Thank you for believing in me and my dreams and my goals. Thank you for all of you guys, ladies and gentlemen, being here today. Thank you, the network, Literacy Network, for their support, and thank you for everyone. Thanks.